What's up YouTube? Welcome back. Today's video is going to be the ultimate guide to starting your YouTube channel in 2024 and creating an income from it. Now, the first step to starting a YouTube channel is to pick or decide on a niche. Here are some questions that you might want to ask yourself when you're deciding on a niche to pick. First is something that you are genuinely passionate in. Maybe it's makeup, travel, cooking. There are a lot of different niches on YouTube that do have growth potential. Another way to look at your niche is something that you're an expert in. If you have a medical background, maybe this means making medical videos. If you have a finance background, maybe this means making finance videos. Another way to look at your niche is something that you've had to overcome or go through in your life. So the ultimate goal when you pick a niche is something that you can add a lot of value around and create a lot of good content for. Now, if you're wondering whether you need to have a niche, the answer is yes. You do have to give people an actual reason to want to follow you. But at the same time, this doesn't mean that your niche is going to be a lifelong commitment. Once you build up enough of an audience, you can definitely make videos on other topics, but you do need to focus in a specific area to get growth and traction on YouTube. Again, that doesn't mean your niche can't change over time, but in the beginning, pick one thing and stick to it. Now, YouTube is a search engine just like Google, which means that we have to talk about SEO, search engine optimization. There are tools that you can use for YouTube. I personally use TubeBuddy. You can also use vidIQ. TubeBuddy is very inexpensive. Search engine optimization is what's going to help your videos rank higher in search when people get onto YouTube. Now, when I first started YouTube, I got really nerdy about SEO and I SEO stuffed the crap out of all of my initial cooking videos to the point where I almost think I did it a little bit too much. SEO is one of those things that pays off in the long term, so it does take time to build up and rank videos, but some of the videos that I made a couple years ago are now ranked in SEO and I'm getting a lot of evergreen views and AdSense money from those videos, so I think that's pretty cool. In general, it's good to have a combination between videos that are SEO optimized and videos that you intend to go viral. It's hard to really project precisely, but if you're starting a new channel, I highly recommend starting with SEO-based content. And with SEO, you're really just trying to rank for specific keywords. You want to have those keywords placed in the title and description, and you also want to say the words out loud to the camera when you are filming. You can also use YouTube tags as well. They say that YouTube tags don't matter as much as they used to. SEO and keyword research are important, not the most important. I don't think SEO ranking on YouTube is as important compared to if you were trying to start a website or you're trying to start a blog. But having a good combination of videos that are optimized for search and starting off with those search-based videos and then moving on to more virally type content, a combination of those two things is what's gonna help your channel grow. So the first step to starting a YouTube channel is that you need a Gmail account, of course, and just like with any other social media account, you're gonna have to set up an account, set up a profile, upload a profile picture, set out the layout, and customize the channel however you'd like. It doesn't need to be fancy to get started. You just need an account to be able to upload videos into. When it comes to scripting your videos, the most basic framework that you can use is an intro with a bridge, your main talking points, and a conclusion. Now, there are more advanced techniques when it comes to scripting. When you're just starting out, focus on intro, quality content, and a good outro. Now, let's talk about cadence and commitment as a YouTuber. In order to succeed at building a YouTube channel, you need to be consistent and patient because growth does take time. Posting once a week is what we call just enough to stay in the game. The general rule of thumb is the more often you post, the more YouTube will show your videos, and the less often you post, the less YouTube will show your videos. And again, the bare minimum is one long form content a week to stay afloat on the algorithm. Once you post your first couple of videos and get a hang of it, you're gonna wanna build some sort of regular schedule or cadence. Every YouTuber does this differently. When I first started this channel, I would film videos on the weekend and I would film 2 videos a week. Whenever I had an extra day off or there was a long weekend, I would film extra videos during that day. This gave me a really good buffer of posting. At one point, I had up to an 8-week buffer, which means that I had videos scheduled, filmed, and edited 8 weeks in advance. This actually worked really well for me for things like talking head videos and for cooking videos where I was able to batch film a lot of videos in advance. There's no perfect way of doing this. I've heard different things from different people over the years. Depending on what kind of priorities and commitments people have, I've heard some people filming like all of their videos on 1 day a month. I've heard people filming, 1 video a week, but batch filming all of their content for a quarter over a couple of days. So how you manage your time, depending on your schedule, is up to you. Now that you've planned and scripted your videos, you're gonna need to actually sit down and film the videos. This can take anywhere from 2 to 6 hours depending on the complexity of the video. If you're just getting started, I recommend that you focus on a single shot. So one camera, one background, and one angle, and just going from beginning to end. As you get better, you can layer on more complexity. So you can get a second phone, you can get another tripod, you can start to shoot from different angles, from different areas of the room. When it comes to filming your first couple of videos, the biggest thing is just to film them. Camera confidence is something that I'm going to make a video on in the future. Now, if you're liking this video today, I will leave a link to a YouTube cheat sheet down in the description box below. So make sure you check out the cheat sheet, and I'll also leave some links down below to the equipment that I'm currently using. Now let's talk equipment. Equipment does tend to be a big barrier for a lot of people in starting a YouTube channel. I know this was the case for myself. I was extremely intimidated by all the different types of cameras, lights, microphones, and it was a pretty steep learning curve for me for each of these things. However, minimum viable setup for anyone who's looking to start YouTube is their smartphone, a USB microphone, and for lighting, I recommend using daylight, sitting next to a window. And you can get really high quality shots just with your iPhone. And I still use my iPhone to get quick shots today. That's all you really need. You don't necessarily need to spend a lot of money and splurge on cameras just yet, especially if you're just looking to get started. So this here is me filming on my iPhone 14 Pro Max with a Rode Video Mic Me. It's just a little USB microphone. It's pretty inexpensive. Here, it also comes with this little puffy thing, which helps with the wind sound. I'm just using this with my hand, but of course you can use a tripod to film as well. The only caveat to using your hand is that your arm does get a little bit tired after a few minutes. I'm filming this video in 4K at 60 frames per second.
30.
No, 60, I changed it. I also have another camera mounted onto an arm that sits behind my desktop, provides this 45-degree angle shot of my office. So this is what my camera looks like when it's 45 degrees facing the corner of my office, and this is what it would look like on my iPhone. And this is me filming with my iPhone 14 Pro Max right beside the window. The window gives my face almost like a dewy, beautiful effect. I love using daylight to film. I've actually filmed quite a few cooking videos using daylight because my kitchen is right beside my window. It really gives a nice, natural effect that a lot of studio lights are basically trying to mimic. If you study any of your favorite YouTube channels, you will notice that they all have a nice background, and all of their backgrounds are intentionally designed to be that way. So when it comes to your first couple of videos, I recommend just focusing on one shot and focusing on the actual script and things you're gonna say to the camera. This right here with the bookshelf is one of my main backgrounds. And as you can see, I do have a couple of different shots. I have filmed a couple part of this videos sitting on this chair. Another option that you can do is you can hold the camera directly like this and speak into the camera nice and close up front, and this gives off a more personal touch and personal vibe. It's definitely more intimate than a steady shot on a tripod. So depending on the topic that you're talking about, if you want to go for a more casual feeling, then I would do the vlog style. And if you want to go for a more serious vibe, then I would do the steady tripod shot. Now, after you are done filming all your videos, you're gonna wanna dump all your footage onto your computer and start editing. If you are on the Mac system, you can use iMovie, which is free, comes with a computer. There's also programs like Adobe Premiere and DaVinci Resolve. And all editing programs, I think, are similar in nature, and editing is one of those things that you will get better at over time. Now, eventually, as your channel grows and as you monetize, you will be able to outsource editing and get somebody to help you, but in the beginning stages, you will have to do it yourself. One thing you can consider is actually outsourcing editing right from the get-go if you're serious about growth. It's not necessary, but what happens is when you hire an editor, you can post more often. And so you get that advantage when it comes to volume and how often you post. Now, after you are done rendering your video, you're gonna want to upload and post it. Uploading and posting is very simple. YouTube makes it very intuitive. The most important part of uploading and posting is creating the thumbnail. Thumbnails are so critically important on YouTube. I've worked with thumbnail editors in the past and I do recommend it. $7 to $20 for a thumbnail. It's not so much about the money, it's the fact that a lot of these thumbnail editors do know what goes viral and what converts and what doesn't convert. And when you're making your own thumbnails, it does require a lot of studying other bigger channels to see what thumbnails are converting and what aren't. For myself these days, I do a combination of both. Sometimes I'll do my own thumbnails, sometimes I will farm them out. Let's talk monetization, everyone's favorite topic. In order for a channel to be monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. You need both both in order to be monetized. And at that point, you will be allowed to turn on your ads and start getting that AdSense revenue. But here is the secret sauce that most people actually don't know. Short term, there's definitely a handful of things that you can start doing to start earning an income while you're working on your filmmaking and camera skills. There are a lot of different use cases for YouTube, and this is something that's very overlooked in the YouTube space. Everyone is talking about how to have big channels with a lot of growth, extremely focused on ad revenue. But if you have good digital marketing skills, then it's not necessary to wait until your channel has 100,000 subscribers before you start making money off of your channel. In fact, most channels take 2 to 3 years to hit 100K subs on average, and that's for a good high quality channel. And in the meantime, you definitely don't want to be sitting around and waiting for your channel to be growing to hit that point. So I personally think that that time period between 0 to 100,000 subscribers is a very underutilized and overlooked time of YouTube for a lot of people. Contrary to popular opinion, it's not something where you have to wait 3 years before you can build a full-time income from YouTube. Now, just as a closing thought, just wanted to give some words of inspiration out there for people who are looking to start a YouTube channel, or maybe they've always thought about wanting to do one but never really took the plunge. Just get started with your phone, the Rode video mic, and film next to a window. Every YouTuber goes through this in the beginning. Their first 100 videos always sucks. You will find through this process whether YouTube and making videos on camera is for you or not. Even if you're remotely curious, I would give it a shot. The worst case scenario is that nothing happens and you gave it a shot. As with anything in your life, if something is important to you, you will find time. Okay, this is the stack video. And what? Stack video hook. Stack video hook. Why is losing weight so hard? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Starting over. Why is losing weight so hard? You know what I'm talking about. You find an eating plan that interests you. You get a gym membership. You put in all this effort. You put in all this effort to stick to the plan and work out. Starting over. Why is losing weight so hard? This is the stack video hook number 1, second attempt. Why is losing weight so hard? Me personally, on top of genuinely enjoying being a YouTuber, I'm also very bullish on YouTube as a platform. Long form content in general is extremely powerful compared to short form content. Not saying that there's anything against Instagram or against TikTok, but you gotta start with YouTube. And there is no right or wrong. There is no clear path for a person. Going on YouTube is just a journey of figuring out who you are and what you like and what you don't like. Testing, testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. It's about testing stuff, putting things out there, seeing what the feedback is, finding your niche, finding your voice, finding your message. For some people in life, they might be more seasoned and they're just ready to get going with their message from day one. But for a lot of people, they're just learning as they go. I personally love that I can turn on a camera every day, connect with my audience, and speak on a different topic if I wanted to. I have learned more about myself on this 2-year journey of being on YouTube than I have learned more in the past 10 years of my life. And I think that's saying quite a lot. I've also met a lot of other people and friends along the way. So the connections and the friends that you build on the YouTube side is also very powerful as well. The power of personal brand in 2024 is incredible. If you like this video today, I think you'll like another one of my videos in my Accountant Explains series where I talk about ways that you can improve your financial situation this year. So make sure you check out that video up top. Today's video was a beginner's guide, and I will be posting more in-depth videos on each single one of these areas of YouTube in the future. So make sure you do stay tuned if you are interested. And don't forget to check my description below for my YouTube cheat sheet guide. And if you have any questions about YouTube, starting a YouTube channel, please leave them down in the description below. That's all for this one. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.